Diamonds. So pretty, so shiny, and depending on their origin, so bloody. In this video we'll be taking a look at the Central African Republic. Not the most popular topic, but trust me, it's still really interesting. Let's start with their history, and then get on to economics and diamonds. In the late 19th century, the area what we call the Central African Republic was colonized by the French. Now that's a shocker. What? To the French, the Central African colony was a backwater within a backwater, and they basically took the territory because it would make them look bigger on a map. Also, they did not want the Germans or the British to have it. They cared so little about this place that they auctioned off its territory to private corporations to exploit. The corporations would have to cede 15% of their profits to the French government, and that was basically it. No more regulations, no more restrictions on their activities. So if you have any knowledge of the African colonial period, you may have already guessed that being a local in the Central African colony was really hard and really miserable. Because you were living under a foreign government, and more precisely, a corporation that was exploiting your country, you, your family, and your friends for money. But there was still hope in the form of independence. And in 1960, the French finally left the Central African colony, and the Central African Republic was born. Quickly, it fell under the rule of Jean Bedel Bokassa, who, like many great presidents of his time in the Third World, was not a big fan of the whole term limits and such. It is truly annoying, if you think about it, that you have to give up your power after only a few years in office. So President Bokassa, being the genius that he was, came up with a genius idea of extending his presidential term to a lifetime. A term limit that more suited him. But you know, there are like thousands and thousands of presidents in this world. The president of France, the president of the United States, the president of Nigeria, the president of your local book club, or the president of a union of car repair shops. So Bokassa wanted a better and a more prestigious title. So he found the perfect thing. A famous title that only a few have ever had the privilege of calling themselves. The title was Emperor. So on the 4th of December 1976, he became Emperor Bokassa I of the Central African Empire. Pretty much all the other countries had a very nice laugh about it. Nobody took him seriously. He could have crowned himself king, but no. He wanted to be an emperor. And he got to be an emperor. And that's an inspirational story, because it shows you that anything in this life is possible if you want it bad enough. Anyway, soon after he was overthrown, and then the guy that overthrew him was overthrown. And at some point they had a real election in 1993, and their first, and to this day, their only legitimate president. But then he was overthrown. A shocker. But the guy that overthrew him was also overthrown. And then a bigger civil war started in 2012. And that is the very basic history of the Central African Republic. Let's start with their history, and then get on to economics and diamonds. So yeah, I lied. This video does not include the economics and diamonds of the Central African Republic as promised. At first I wanted to include it, but then I decided to make this into a two-part series about the Central African Republic. So economics and diamonds of the Central African Republic are the topic of this video. If that did not show up, then it's sadly still in the making, and coming real soon to a screen near you. But if it's there, then you're in luck. Also, check out this total bad boy of a video about the architectural failings of the Soviet Union. Anyway, thank you for your time and view, and please consider subscribing. Bye.